I'm Jason UFC, and today we have a story about a UFC welterweight fighter Gilbert Burns names two people he thinks. I'm gonna gotta say he thinks it's just his opinion. He thinks Khamzat Chimaev doesn't want to fight. 8 months removed from their blood-soaked classic fight at UFC 273, Gilbert Burns has shed some light on his current opinion of Khamzat Chimaev. Okay, let's just move on. According to Gilbert Burns, Khamzat Chimaev has been offered at least two high-profile fighters that he is avoiding. Interestingly, both opponents in question currently compete in the middleweight division. So hold on. Okay, this could be some inside information. So according to Gilbert Burns, let me read that one more time. According to Gilbert Burns, Khamzat Chimaev has been offered at least two high-profile middleweight fighters that he is avoiding. Wow. Okay, that's, In a recent interview, Gilbert Burns highlighted popular middleweight contender Paulo Costa and current middleweight champion Alex Pereira as potential blockbuster fights Chimaev has turned down. Wow. Gilbert Burns went on to analyze why Chimaev might be hesitant to take either fight. Wow. Okay, here it goes. That's interesting. So let me see. So according to Gilbert Burns, what is going on with this channel? Gilbert Burns, took down Chimaev. Imagine if Alex Pereira, if I knocked Chimaev down, Pereira's hands must be very hairy. I took Chimaev down, and Chimaev keeps talking nonsense with these guys. Alex Pereira's hands is huge. Paulo Costa is huge. According to Chimaev, however, his inactivity right now stems from potential opponents pulling out. The rising star Chimaev has claimed that 4 different fights have been canceled due to few competitors wanting to step into the octagon with him. Gilbert Burns questions Khamzat Chimaev's character. Wow, he's going in on him. Right? This is a fighter he lost to. Gilbert Burns was highly critical of Chimaev's weight-cutting problems as well as his overall attitude at the moment. He expressed admiration for Chimaev's initial approach to challenging as many fighters as possible. In recent times, however, Gilbert Burns feels that Chimaev has become, quote, too famous too quickly, and it's impacted his approach to both fighting and self-promotion. Wow. If it's not that Chimaev got lost, Chimaev didn't find himself, Gilbert Burns says. Things happened too fast for Chimaev. With 3 fights, Chimaev was already the guy. At first, I liked it a lot. Chimaev challenged and fought. Then Chimaev the reason why I'm saying Chimaev is I don't really like to say then he got out of character. He, gives up. So I just got to put the Chimaev in there so people understand who he's talking about. Then Chimaev got out of character, giving up hitting weights. Confusion here, there. I like this style. The guy who challenges everyone. There is no bad time. Okay. Gilbert Burns has not fought since his fight, yada, yada, yada. As for Chimaev, everyone from Kobe Covington to Alex Pereira has been floated as potential opponents. Right now, it all depends on what weight class he commits to moving forward. His coach recently came forward to express his preference of Chimaev facing Why did I say Alexander? Alex Pereira next. I really love that fight. I don't know if it's just me. I really want to see Chimaev versus Alex Pereira. That's the fight I want to see. I know people want to see Kobe Covington versus Chimaev. My whole thing with this is that Chimaev's last fight, right? It was a main event scheduled. It was a scheduled main event, right? This is as big as it get. Not only scheduled main event, scheduled pay-per-view main event. UFC 279. He was scheduled for welterweight versus Nate Diaz, right? A huge needle mover, a main event there. You get, I don't know if he gets points, but I mean, this is a extremely big deal, right? One of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. Nate Diaz versus Chimaev happened in September. But the problem is that Chimaev missed welterweight limit by like 8 pounds, 9 pounds, right? Like it wasn't even close. He didn't come in like 3 pounds overweight, 4 pounds. He was like 8, 9. I think it was specifically like 7. I'm just exaggerating. But he was like 8 pounds overweight. Let's just be honest. So he couldn't even fight Nate Diaz because he was so overweight and missed weight for the welterweight limit. So I figured this, man. If Chimaev is not fighting for a championship at welterweight, it doesn't seem like even if you put him versus Kobe Covington in a co-main event, right? Let's say he doesn't make weight then. Like, what are we doing, right? Now with Alex Pereira, who just defeated Israel Adesanya, the reason why I love the fight with Alex Pereira and Chimaev being next is that Alex Pereira has already defeated Israel Adesanya 3 times now, right? They fought twice in kickboxing. Can't say he, but Pereira won their first fight versus Israel Adesanya by decision. Then Pereira knocked out, not a TKO, but he KO'd Israel Adesanya in their second fight in kickboxing. And now their third fight ended with Alex Pereira stopping Israel Adesanya via 5th round TKO. The referee had to step in to save Israel from taking any more damage. So Alex Pereira is 3-0 versus Israel Adesanya. A lot of people are saying, maybe, obviously Israel Adesanya deserves a rematch. That's not what I'm arguing. He clearly deserves a rematch. I just think, like, you know what? Let Israel Adesanya take one step back, right? Just one step back. Let's have Alex Pereira fight somebody. Robert Whittaker just lost his he just lost his opponent with Paulo Costa. Maybe Robert Whittaker versus Alex Pereira. Have that be next, right? Just take one step back. I would prefer to see Chimaev versus Alex Pereira next. That's just me. I don't want to see Chimaev at welterweight again because it was super disappointed when he was scheduled versus Nate Diaz and he came in 7, 8, 9 pounds overweight, right? Like, I mean, what are we doing here, right? So to me, I'm of the opinion that I want to see Chimaev versus Alex Pereira next. Have Israel fight the winner of that, or Chimaev could fight Robert Whittaker next. I got to be honest, there's a lot of opponents for what's his name? Chimaev, right? There's a lot of opponents. That's the one thing I'm kind of excited about 2023 is that 2022 we had a few champions who were long-term champions, and I had nothing against them. I know some people said their styles are a little bit not Usman's, but Israel Adesanya style. Fans started turning against him, started booing him, and with Alex Pereira becoming the middleweight champion, it opens up the entire division for all these crazy different fights we could have. And Leon Edwards defeated Kamaru Usman to open up the welterweight division. So many different matchups you could have in those two divisions. But let me know your opinion of this story. We didn't really talk too much about it, but the gist of it is that Gilbert Burns is saying that Khamzat Chimaev doesn't want to fight Paulo Costa, and he doesn't want to fight Alex Padet. I don't understand that Alex Padet. I don't look. Let me before we end this. Let me get back because I was getting a little bit confused with this interview. Let me see where it says. Let me see. According to Gilbert Burns, Khamzat Chimaev has been offered at least two high-profile fights that he's avoiding. Interesting enough, both opponents in question currently compete in the middleweight division. In a recent interview, Gilbert Burns highlighted popular middleweight contender Paulo Costa and current middleweight champion Alex Pereira as potential blockbuster fights Chimaev has turned down. Wow, that's a little bit surprising. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.